Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Through installment of Scott's Selections here for Friday, February 3rd. For again today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We had a loss in college basketball with North Dakota State money line at minus 114 on FanDuel. Common theme for the week in college basketball for us: we beat line moves and we don't win the game. North Dakota State closed at minus 125 on the money line. Did not matter. Unfortunately for us, the Bison forgot how to shoot. They shot really just horribly everywhere. Only scored 62 points, shot below 40% from the floor, below 29% from three, and below 53% from the free throw line. And they still lost by 9. The game was actually somewhat competitive late, and if they shot decently, they might have won the game. But unfortunately, North Dakota State really just could not hit water if they fell out of a boat. And as a result, we ended up picking up a loss. So look for a winner here on Friday. But we are going to pivot and talk about some NBA action. Look at a matchup between the Hornets and the Pistons taking place at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this matchup, we're going to go to a player prop in this one. We're going to take Hornets center Mason Plumlee over 2.5 assists at minus 142 on FanDuel. Time recording of 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Covered is why I'm going to go with this obscure prop here and take Plumlee over in assists. Main reason, 2.5 is way too low based on Plumlee's last couple of games for the past few weeks. He's had at least 4 assists in 5 of his last 6 games, including 5 assists last night against Chicago. And historically, he's been very good at facilitating against the Pistons for at least this number. He's had at least 3 assists in 6 of his last 7 games against the Pistons. And on top of that, the total in this game is extremely high. The full game total is roughly 241. The spread is roughly -1 in favor of the Pistons. So the Hornets have a team total of, I'd say, borderline 120. That's a lot of points, and I do think you'll end up seeing the Hornets score or have a lot of success in a decent portion of this game, which should result in a lot of assist opportunities for Plumlee. Because if you look at his role on this team, most centers, I'd say, generally don't facilitate. You have Draymond Green for Golden State now. You have Şengün, who does some facilitating. Of course, you got Jokic, but he's in a completely separate category. But the point is, most centers don't really do much of the passing. However, Charlotte has actually given Plumlee a decent playmaker role on this team. You see a lot of handoff ball screen action with him where he kind of stands around the foul line. They run a lot of off-ball screens and try to get LaMelo open. They try to get Rozier open, occasionally some backdoor stuff for some of the other guys. But the point is, Plumlee does have the ball a decent amount for a center, and he's constantly looking to play make. And I do think that with the ball in his hands more often than you think, and the fact that he's had pretty good success facilitating against Detroit in particular and against teams in general for the last 2 weeks, I think 2.5 is too low for a team that has a decent shot to score 120 points in a game. But to look at the actual defense for this matchup, the Pistons have really not been good at stopping opponents from recording assists in home games this season, as the Pistons are allowing 25.6 assists per home game, which is tied for the 7th most in the league. But 2.5 assists, I know that it's juiced at minus 142. It really should be higher. Once again, 5 of the last 6 games, he's had 4+ assists. We only need 3. I just think this number's too short for a team that should probably get into the 120s. And I think Plumlee finds a way to get to at least 3 assists, maybe more. I think he'll finish probably around 4 or 5. The only concern is going to be foul trouble, but he has done better at limiting the fouls lately, and hopefully he can keep that going in this one. So play that once again here for Friday, February 3rd is going to be on Mason Plumlee over 2.5 assists at minus 142 on FanDuel. Bye, everyone.